How long could Ukraine last if the U.S. no longer gave foreign aid to it?
Probably just a couple weeks of even that. I mean,
Really?
Ukraine. Well, of course, there's a lot of aid that comes from Europe too, but it's a combination of the aid from Europe and the U.S. that is keeping Ukraine alive. It's basically a zombie economy. It would not. It's only functioning because of the constant infusions of foreign funds. Without that, the economy would have collapsed a long time ago. And I think it also should be pointed out that the army would have collapsed. Everything. The only reason that Ukraine is still in the fight is that it's essentially it's on life support that's provided by the West.
And do you think the Europeans would step up and pick up the slack if America pulls out and says, we're not? I mean, are they even capable of that?
I don't know if they're capable. They are capable theoretically, but I don't think politically they're not capable of it, because it's as we've seen, there is a growing resentment to aid that's being sent to Ukraine within the European countries, and parties that are who are in favor of stopping the flow of aid to Ukraine are growing in power through much of Europe right now. So I think that people like Scholz are starting to realize that. Olaf Scholz in Germany say, "Hey, this is the problem here. We're gonna actually be booted out if we don't slow down, because this is just not. Nobody's happy about this, or not among the populace. It's an elite commitment. It's not a popular commitment." Let's see. Interestingly, I was going to point out something. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, you say that Ukraine is a zombie economy and that it would collapse in a couple of weeks if the U.S. and the West pulled out. That should be an obvious, clear problem, right? Don't Western politicians recognize, well, what's the plan? Clearly this can't go on forever. So I just don't understand why they're wanting to throw, more good money after bad, kind of double down. Don't they? Surely they've understood the sunk cost fallacy.
No, I mean, these people are just not very rational. I think it's just, it's emotional. They've demonized Russia to the point where they can't back out. They've made these ridiculous claims that, Russia is ruled by a madman who is hell bent on conquering all of Europe. Some of them have said things like this. And you say that kind of thing, and maybe you actually believe what you're saying. You just cannot. What do? You say, okay, well, let's allow the madman now to conquer the rest of Europe. That's they've created a rhetorical, or painted themselves into a rhetorical corner where there's just really no alternative. The only, all they can do is continue to double down and triple down, and that's what we're seeing.